Today on Judge Faith, longtime friends from Texas discover they had different understandings of a deal to handle business while one of them was behind bars.
Who is he to not answer the phone for? Jesus? No, he not. I paid out of my pocket to get the car out the pound.
When I got in trouble, I would call her, and when she got in trouble for certain things, I would get her out. They put 8,000 miles on my car in 3 months.
You guys just been bailing each other out of jail over the last several years?
And later, a Toledo, Ohio wrestler is brought to court when one of his business investors demands a percentage of the profits.
He said, I was starting up a wrestling business and I want you to invest.
He gave me $200. If you want me to put more money into the company, you rough him up for me. Something personal with his sister.
There was supposed to be a contract.
Yeah, it's illegal. You know you can't pay somebody to beat somebody up, right?
Faith Jenkins. Her distinguished legal career began when she graduated first in her law school class. She quickly became a tough New York City prosecutor and then a preeminent legal analyst on cable news. And now she's the judge in her own courtroom. Her cases are real and her rulings are final. She is Judge Faith. Plaintiff Ronell Jones says the defendant promised to handle his financial affairs while he was in jail, but never did. He's suing for money, credit card charges, car payments, car expenses, and mental anguish. Defendant Angela Smith says she doesn't owe because she did everything Ronell asked while he was locked up. She's countersuing for defamation of character and stress.
All rise. Court is in session. The Honorable Judge Faith Jenkins presiding. Please be seated. Your Honor, the litigants have been sworn in. This is the case of Jones versus Smith.
Thank you, Juan. Ronell Jones?
Yes.
You are suing the defendant Angela Smith
Yes, Your Honor.
for $4,858. You say she owes you for money taken out of your bank account, credit card charges, car payments, car expenses, and $1,300 of that is for mental anguish.
Yes.
You are countersuing, ma'am, for $2,500 for defamation of character and stress.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Jones, give me some background. How do you know Miss Smith?
I met the defendant in Dalworth. That's where I'm from. She's from South Dallas, and I was hanging out around when I was 15, and I met the defendant, and she's a little older than I am, so she kind of took me in, and I started hanging with her, and we became cool. Eventually, we got so close it was brother and sister, so we started calling each other brother and sister.
Okay.
But yeah,
So
it was just a friendship relationship.
Okay, give me some background. Is that true?
I did meet him when he was younger, during a time when kids was wild, but I didn't know he was 15.
But the two of you had only a friendship. And
Only a friendship
he was like a
because-
brother to you.
Exactly, more like a brother / friend. We like the same gender, so I can't say sister.
You like the same what?
Gender.
Your Honor, we both go both ways if she wants to just throw that out there.
This is none of my business.
That was a part of the bond. That's how we ended up bonding.
Okay.
But fast forward to this incident.
Yeah, what happened?
August 25th, I was arrested for DWI.
For the second time.
She came and got me out on bond, which is how the relationship got tighter, because when I got in trouble, I would call her, and when she got in trouble for possessing...
Vice versa.
Yeah, vice versa. When she went to jail for certain things, I would get her out.
You guys just been bailing each other out of jail over the last several years?
Not just jail, situations in life. That's what brothers and
Just we
sisters
was
do.
there for each other.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it. So you get arrested for DUI, and you were charged in the case, and you had to go to jail because you were on probation?
Parole.
Parole. Okay, parole for what, a drug
case possession.
And you stayed in jail for how long, sir?
110 days.
110
to December
days.
8th.
And that's what this case is about, because
Those
you said
110
while
days.
you were in jail for 110 days, you asked your sister to help out with your finances because you were unable to do so. You say during that time frame, she took advantage of you, took money from you, and also racked up some tickets on your car, and so you're suing her for that money.
Yes. She said that she wanted to help me out and take over my car payment. My car payment was $467 at the time. They only had one car for 5 people. I said, I don't want to put that much on you. Just pay $300 of that, because I had $1,000 in the bank that was available. And I could have put my car up at my mom's house and paid the car note for 2 months and left it sitting there, but I wanted to help her out, and she was helping me out. So we both helped each other out. I gave them an extra car, and she was helping me out with the $300.
And her agreement was that she would drive it and pay the $300 a month?
Yes.
And did she also get tickets on the car?
She has red light tickets, one red light ticket in Irving for $100 and $274 in toll tax.
So let's talk about the car, ma'am. Were you driving the car?
I paid out of my pocket to get the car out the pound.
Not my question. Did you get the car? Was
Yes.
the car in your family's possession while he was in jail, and were you all using
Yes.
the car?
No, y'all. I can't say y'all because I wasn't using it.
Were you paying $300 a month?
No.
Now, $274. Did you pay any tickets that you got on the car? Show me proof of the ticket, sir. Who got the tickets on the car? Your husband?
Yes. Who was originally supposed to have been driving the car because I have a car.
What happened to the car? What kind of condition was the car in when you got out of jail?
My tires were bald. They put 8,000 miles on my car in 3 months. The fuel pump was gone out on my car, and I had to pay for that to get fixed as well. It's the day I got out. And I had to pawn my TV and laptop to get that out.
Tell me about the $1,000 you say that someone withdrew from your bank account.
I told her that I could pay my car note with the $1,000 that I had in the bank. And then when she said that she would agreed to pay the $300, I said, okay, well, take the $1,000 out of my bank, and I had 3 credit cards. Take the $1,000 and pay 2 of my credit cards off. One of them had a $300 balance, the other one had a $600 balance.
And what happened to the $1,000? Was it taken out of your account?
Yes, it was taken out of my account.
Who took the money out of his account?
I did.
Okay, and what
Yes,
happened
ma'am.
to the $1,000?
The $1,000 went for Capital One, $292 went to Capital One, which is the credit cards.
Okay.
$262 was for the car to get the car out the pound.
Okay, so $262 to get the car out of the pound. Your car was in the pound, sir?
Yes.
Because of the DUI?
Because of the DUI.
What happened with the rest of the $1,000? That's $262 and $292.
She kept the rest.
And I gave him $200 when he came home.
Is that true? She gave you $200?
Yes, I did.
Yes, she did.
So that's $754. So there's about $250 unaccounted for. Where's that?
Oh, that's when I gave him the $200. I told him when I got paid after I get my grandkids Christmas stuff. He told me he wanted it right then. Like, give me my money.
It's his money.
Coming up, the friends fight it out in court.
I get a call. He's pressing charges. Well, if he pressing charges on me, his mother going to jail because she gave me the card with the code to go receive the stuff out the bank.
And later, a Toledo investor demands his money back after his business partner refuses to pay a percentage of the profits from a wrestling business.
Mr. Escobar had some beef with one of my students. He gave me $200 to rough him up in training.
And did you do that?
Plaintiff Rennell Jones says Angela done him dirty. He's suing for money, credit card charges, car payments, car expenses, and mental anguish. Defendant Angela Smith says she doesn't owe because she did everything Rennell asked. She's countersuing for defamation of character and stress.
Why did you do this while he was in jail?
Because that's normally what a sister do for a brother is to help him out while he in there. Go see him, put money on the phone so he could talk to his mother and to who he need to talk to get all his stuff, all his ducks lined up in a row. I get paid on the 15th, and I get paid on the 25th.
And he didn't want to wait.
No! Told me, I'm not waiting. What you mean you not waiting? What I'm gonna do, rob a bank and give you $200? So he stormed out. I didn't see him no more. Then I get a call from the police department. He's pressing charges. Well, if he pressing charges on me, his mother going to jail because she gave me the card with the code to go receive the stuff out the bank.
No, the issue is not that you took the money out of the bank. The issue is it accounted for? And I find that so far 750 of that is accounted for. 250 is not. Sir, what evidence do you have? You have a voicemail you want me to listen to?
Once I went to her house the day I got out, she gave me $200, and she said she would give me the rest of the money that weekend. Mm-hmm. So I went ahead and pawned my TV and my laptop to pay my credit cards. That weekend came, and she didn't have any money. So I kept calling, and she never would answer the phone. But I got her husband on the recording.
Let me hear the
Excuse
recording.
me,
No
Your
one
Honor.
speak. I want to listen to this.
This is what I'm saying. If I told y'all $300 a month for the car note, then it's been 3 months. Did you spend the money? So it should be took to my mama's house, so we didn't have to go through this. And then the $1,000 that she took out the bank, or whoever took out the bank, didn't get spent where it was supposed to be spent. So where did that money go? So now I'm in the hole. But she said, y'all only had one car.
Then we did, and I still was giving her money too, though, bro, myself.
They didn't never make it through.
Clearly, there was an agreement in place that you all would be paying $300 for the use of this car each month, because when the plaintiff addressed that with your husband, he never said, "What are you talking about? I don't know anything about this $300. You have a counterclaim for defamation of character and stress. What is that about?
Him stressing, calling. As he say he was calling, he wasn't calling me. He calling everybody except me. If you have the problem with me, call me. My number
Did you
been
stop
the same.
answering your phone?
I'm too nosy to not answer the phone. Who is he to not answer the phone for? Jesus? No, he not. I'm gonna answer the phone because I want to know who on the other line.
They're the hardest people in the world to reach, the people who owe you money. They busy.
I found that out.
What is your case for mental anguish for?
Going through this whole process with her, trying to get my money, going back and forth to her house and not answering the door, calling her, not being able to get any response from her, having to go file a police report.
Yeah, it's hard when you get locked up because that's what, when you get locked up, who's going to take care of your affairs?
It ain't too hard.
Right? Who's going to take care of your affairs? Clearly, it's not her. Your mental anguish claim is dismissed because you know what? You don't have anyone to take care of your affairs. When you're in jail, you need to just stop going to jail. One DUI is one too many, and you have more than one. And those are just from the times you were caught. I know how this works. I prosecuted DUI cases. The 3 months that they agreed to pay for the car, that's $900. In addition to the tickets that were obtained on the car, that's another $374. There's $250 of the $1,000 that is unaccounted for. In addition, because of the proof that you submitted to me about the number of miles put on this car in a 3-month time period, I am going to order them to pay a portion of what you paid for the fuel pump. So it's a total judgment in this case in the plaintiff's favor, $2,124. Judgment for the plaintiff. Good luck.
I tried to make it work. If she would have came and said that she spent the money somewhere and she needed it, then we could have made a way to make payments on that. But she didn't even do that. She stopped answering my phone calls, refused to answer that, and so it's over with.
We're always interested in what you have to say about our cases. Write us with your thoughts or comments. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, or my Instagram. I look forward to hearing from you.
Plaintiff Martin Esquivel says the defendant earned money from several wrestling shows he held, but never paid him the promised profit percentage. He's suing for money invested in a wrestling business. Defendant Robert Lopez says he doesn't owe because his wrestling business hasn't made money, and the real reason Martin is suing is to pay off a lost NBA bet.
Martin Esquivel?
Yes, ma'am.
You were suing the defendant Robert Lopez?
Yes, ma'am.
For $500, you say he owes you. $400 of that is for money you invested into his wrestling business, and $100 of that is interest you say you earned or profits from the business you say he owes you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we'll start from the beginning, sir. Give me some background. How do you know Mr. Lopez?
We worked together at True Blue, and he told me to call him Cupcake.
People call you Cupcake?
That was a nickname I got when I started the job.
And you're a wrestler?
Yeah.
And they call you Cupcake?
I was a football player previously, and obviously I'm a bigger upper body and my lower body is smaller. So when I put the pads on, it looked like a cupcake. So they called me that during football.
And you just rolled with it?
Yeah. It is what it is.
Okay. So you had a conversation with him, and he told you that's what he goes by?
Yes, he said, I was starting up a wrestling business and I want you to invest.
What was the agreement?
$200 for 2% of the company's makings.
And when did you make this investment?
I forgot, ma'am.
Cupcake? What should you go by?
Ma'am, if I can explain. October 15th of 2015 was our very first show. I did not ask him to invest until after the new year.
What is this company? What do you do exactly?
We put on professional wrestling shows in the community.
And you submitted video you want me to see today?
Yes, ma'am.
Let me take a look at that.
And the real deal, DJ Castillo.
And so people pay money?
Yes.
To come and watch as a form of entertainment?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you ever get any money?
Yes.
You got money from him?
Yes.
How much?
$125.
$125?
Yes.
So what's the issue? And you invested another $200?
Yes.
And what happened with that?
It was going good until he got fired, May 27th. Then he didn't pay me May, then it fell into July, then August, then he wouldn't return my texts.
So what was going on? What happened with the second $200 that he invested?
The second $200, Mr. Esquivel had a in for one of my students.
Had a what?
Some beef.
Okay.
With one of my students. He gave me $200 to rough him up in training.
Why did he want to rough up this guy?
Something personal with his sister.
It's my sister boyfriend. We play rough.
Why did you want him to be roughed up by Cupcake?
Cause Dude, I wanted him to train harder, make him go through the hardest training.
You don't like him?
We used to, but now we don't.
So you gave him $200 and said, make this happen?
Yes. Yes, I did.
That's not an investment. That's more like putting out a hit on somebody. Was he serious when he said?
No, he was serious. He was like, I'll give you what, if you want me to put more money into the company, you rough them up for me.
And did you do that?
No, that's not how I do business. I went down to Dayton, Ohio for Rockstar Pro. Me, the individual that was supposed to be roughed up, and another one of my students that was on the show. So I told him, this is what happened. I work with your boy, Mr. Escobar. He wants me to rough you up. We laughed the whole ride home. I was like, so here's the deal. I'm gonna give you the $200 and you can do what you want with it. Or you can take it off your tuition. It's $1,500 for a 1-year tuition for our professional wrestling school. So we took it off the $200 off his tuition.
Coming up on Judge Faith, the business arrangement is discussed in more detail.
Now, sir, you told me that you hadn't made money in your last 6 wrestling shows because you gave it all to charity. Now, is that true?
Plaintiff Martin Esquivel says Robert promised to share the profit from his wrestling business. He's suing for money invested in a wrestling business. Defendant Robert Lopez says he doesn't know because his wrestling business still hasn't turned a profit yet.
What happened when he found out that you wanted the defendant to rough him up in training? What did he say to you?
He said, it is what it is.
And so you want to sue over this $200 now that you gave the defendant? Because that wasn't really an investment, was it? You paid him to do a job.
Yes, it was, for 5% of the earnings.
No, you paid him to do a job, and he didn't do what you wanted him to do. And now you want to sue to get that money back? You admit that you paid him. You gave him $200 to rough up your sister's boyfriend.
There was supposed to be a contract, and he said, don't worry about the contract.
Yeah, it's illegal. You know you can't pay somebody to beat somebody up, right?
Yes, you're right.
You know that?
Yes.
Now, sir, you told me in your statement, you wrote to me, that you hadn't made money in your last 6 wrestling shows because you gave it all to charity.
Now,
is that true?
I have all of the statistics for each show. June.
Sir, I asked you a question. Did you give all the money to charity? You said you gave all the money to charity.
For the shows that were for charity, yes. The Belief Center, June 3rd and June 4th, we did a fight for action. They needed sports equipment and to get more people in for their community center.
I'm not going to go through the books here and try to figure out how much money they made, when they made it. When you go into a deal like this, how are you going to account for how much money they're making? You don't know. You have to take his word for it. All he can come up with is the figures. Yes. You have to take his word for it. I have to take his word for it. I can't dispute how much money they're making in the show. What's this about the NBA championship game?
Martin is very big on betting games. When the text messages came over that, hey, I need my money, was when he bet on Golden State Warriors and they lost. He said he bet $550 and lost that.
Is that true?
Yes.
You lost money on the game? A lot of people lost money.
Yes, a lot.
Making that bet.
Coming up, Judge Faith rules. And now, Judge Faith rules.
You invested the $200 and you agreed that he would get 2% of the earnings from the shows in order for him to recoup that $200 in addition to whatever the earnings were. You got $125. I believe you made some money on the shows. Obviously, I'm not going to go through the books, which is this, to figure out what it was. So I'm going to order him to pay you $75. So you get your initial $200 investment back.
Yes.
However, the second $200 where you ordered the hit on your sister's boyfriend, I'm not going to enforce that illegal contract, sir. You understand?
Okay.
$75 judgment for the plaintiff. Good luck.
Yeah, I learned a great lesson. I thank him for that because I was young and dumb and naive. Now I could grow from that.
We're going to continue to do projects in the community. Right now, we want to do a 6-month run with the Down Syndrome Association of Greater Toledo, and we want to get them a community center.
If you or someone you know has a dispute, don't take the law into your own hands. Let Judge Faith rule on it for you. To submit your case, go to judgefaith.com and tell us your story. See you in court.